The USS Alabama, designated BB-60, is a powerful battleship. It was built for the United States Navy during World War II. The ship was laid down in February 1940 at the Norfolk Navy Yard in Virginia. Thousands of workers spent countless hours constructing the massive warship. They carefully pieced together its steel hull and powerful guns. The Alabama was launched in February 1942. This was a proud moment as the mighty vessel slid into the water for the first time. The Alabama was christened by Henrietta Hill, the wife of Alabama Senator Lister Hill. The Alabama was a South Dakota-class battleship known for its speed and firepower. The ship was commissioned into the U.S. Navy in August 1942. Captain George B. Wilson took command of the ship and its crew. The USS Alabama was ready to join the war effort. It was a powerful symbol of American strength and determination. The Alabama was a formidable vessel. It displaced over 45,000 tons and stretched over 680 feet in length. The battleship boasted a main battery of 9 16-inch guns. These guns could hurl devastating projectiles at enemy targets from a great distance. The Alabama also carried a complement of smaller guns for defense against aircraft and surface ships. After commissioning, the USS Alabama underwent an intensive period of training and sea trials. The crew practiced drills and honed their skills, preparing for the challenges of combat. The Alabama was assigned to the Atlantic Fleet and began patrolling the North Atlantic. Its mission was to protect Allied shipping lanes from German U-boats. In early 1943, the Alabama escorted convoys carrying vital supplies to Great Britain. The North Atlantic was a dangerous place. German submarines known as U-boats stalked these waters, preying on Allied ships. The presence of the Alabama, with its powerful guns and reputation, provided a strong deterrent to enemy action. Although the Alabama did not engage in direct combat with German surface ships in the Atlantic, it played a crucial role in safeguarding the flow of supplies to Europe. The ship's presence helped to keep the vital supply lines open, contributing to the Allied war effort. In the summer of 1943, the Alabama received orders to transfer to the Pacific Theater. The war against Japan was intensifying, and the Navy needed its most powerful ships to combat the Japanese fleet. The Alabama embarked on a long voyage, sailing through the Panama Canal and across the Pacific Ocean to join the fight in the Pacific. Upon arriving in the Pacific, the USS Alabama joined the U.S. Pacific Fleet. It quickly began participating in offensive operations against the Japanese. The Alabama's first major engagement was the Gilbert and Marshall Islands campaign in late 1943. During this campaign, the Alabama provided crucial fire support for U.S. Marine landings on heavily defended islands. The Alabama's 16-inch guns unleashed a devastating bombardment on enemy fortifications, helping to pave the way for the Marines' advance. The ship's anti-aircraft gunners were also kept busy, fending off attacks by Japanese aircraft attempting to defend their positions. One particularly notable engagement occurred during the Battle of Tarawa. The Alabama's accurate gunfire helped to silence Japanese artillery batteries that were inflicting heavy casualties on the Marines. The ship's contribution to the battle was crucial in securing a U.S. victory, albeit at a heavy cost. Section 4, across two oceans. Throughout 1944, the USS Alabama participated in numerous campaigns across the vast Pacific theater. The ship provided fire support for landings in the Marshall Islands, the Marianas, and the Philippines. The Alabama's guns hammered Japanese defenses, clearing the way for Allied troops to advance. In the Battle of the Philippine Sea, the Alabama was part of the task force that engaged the Japanese fleet in a massive air battle. Although the Alabama itself did not fire on enemy ships during this battle, its anti-aircraft gunners played a vital role in defending the U.S. carriers from Japanese air attacks. The Alabama continued to operate in support of Allied operations in the Philippines. It provided cover for landings and bombarded enemy positions. The ship's presence was a constant threat to the Japanese and a welcome sight for American forces fighting their way across the islands. Section 5. Witness to History. As the war in the Pacific raged on, the USS Alabama participated in the Battle of Iwo Jima in early 1945. The ship's guns pounded Japanese defenses on the island, helping to soften up the enemy in preparation for the US Marine landings. The Alabama's firepower proved crucial in supporting the Marines as they fought their way across the island's heavily fortified terrain. Following the fall of Iwo Jima, the Alabama joined the Allied fleet gathering for the invasion of mainland Japan. However, the dropping of atomic bombs on Hiroshima and Nagasaki in August 1945 forced Japan's surrender. The Alabama was present in Tokyo Bay on September 2, 1945, as the Japanese signed the surrender documents, officially ending World War II. Section 6. Legacy of a warship. After the war, the USS Alabama returned to the United States. It was decommissioned in 1947 and placed in reserve. In the 1960s, efforts began to preserve the Alabama as a museum ship. The people of Alabama raised funds to bring the battleship back to its namesake state. In 1964, the USS Alabama was towed to Mobile Bay, Alabama, where it remains today. It is the centerpiece of the USS Alabama Battleship Memorial Park. The park also features the submarine USS Drum and a collection of aircraft and other military artifacts. The USS Alabama is a National Historic Landmark and a popular tourist attraction. It serves as a floating museum, educating visitors about the ship's history and the service of those who served aboard her. The Alabama is a powerful reminder of the sacrifices made by the greatest generation during World War II. It stands as a symbol of American naval power and the enduring spirit of those who fought for freedom.